WIIFTV PM.
WIIFTVP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTVP. Media's just for you and me.
Jackson. If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Like May said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart attack.
to get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that one.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from me too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, every black holiday has something to do with calling off for work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Sometimes have a tendency to look at you religiously, yeah, but nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. You won't find me at no store. No time for manicures. You was never either one. 'Cause nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even Nothing even matters. Now my team could score and make it to the Final Four. Just repossess me 4x4. Yeah, 'cause nothing even matters no more. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing even matters to me.
WIIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, on a Thursday, July 28th. That means, and is that me? Because I'm hearing something. Let me just check it's not your man's. Because, I could be doing it to myself, but it ain't me. Anyway, it is the Maze Jackson Show right here on July 28th. It means that we've only got 3 days left of the month, and then Riis, the slippery slide begins. The kids go back when? Don't they go? CPS got on the suburban schedule, didn't they? Kids going back
I think they went back to the September. I thought they tried it, but didn't like it. I don't know.
No, I think they back. I think they going back in August, man. I know my son is around here. He got the deadline. Tomorrow's deadline day. Got to decide what he gonna do, but it's almost time for the young people to go back to school. Riis, I feel like summer vacation is over when the kids go back to school, but I got to get out of that mindset because I feel like I really, I'm on my own kind of schedule, but I still be like, oh God, the summer's over. Somebody pointed out this real quick, and I just wondered. They must really, August 22nd, thank you, Dr. Tanksley. Has anybody heard the song Summertime this summer?
Summer. They really put Will Smith on the bad boy list for real. Because I mean, when you think about it, I really have not. You know, it used to be like you turn on the radio, no Will Smith summertime this summer. Will is on the list. Did you see Dave Chappelle Chris Rock, Kevin Hart? They ain't showed a picture with Cat Williams though. You gotta go to DJ Opski's page to see they gave Cat Williams his props too. But everybody, I think Will Smith gonna get whooped, dog. I got a sneaking suspicion something is being planned for him. But it is the Maze Jackson Show right here on the 28th. The summer is almost over. Not almost over. Let me not speak that. I'm going to speak positivity. Riis, we got 30-something plus days to get it in. It's making me think I might have to, we might have to figure out how to do the best hits. Because I might have to take some more days and go see some more countries. So you might have to be in here doing like live commercials like, and news, traffic, and weather. And just jump in and jump out.
No, you can just digitally. We can just digitally set that up.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, you just put all that in there with the commercials.
Okay.
You just hit the little play button for that.
Oh. All right. Well, let me tell y'all. It is. I'm feeling good. Yesterday I was hurting to the end of the show. It was like the coffee timed, and then it was like I went home to try and take a nap, and I took a nap, but I couldn't really take a nap, so I just made it through the day. But I slept like a baby last night, so I am here, ready to rock and roll on the 28th of July. Let me say what's up to my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling this morning?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest. Long night, but I'm good.
Long night, man. What you was out there doing, man? What you was Riis, now I know you hustle. Nah. So was you hustling? Not, what you was doing? Watching TV?
Nah, it was a little family. It's a little family issue that we had to take care of.
Oh, I was like, it's a family affair.
It's good.
Everybody cool? Everything straight?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Everybody good.
All right, don't have Miss Wilson come on here talking crazy on you. Tell Miss Wilson. So it'd be funny because I want to call Miss Wilson, but I feel like me and Miss Wilson probably about the same age.
Yeah, she just don't like ma'am. That's it.
She don't like ma'am. Mm-hmm. But me and Miss Wilson probably somewhere in the same range, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call her Yolanda then. Yeah. Now Miss Wilson, I would call. Now the fact that I be forgetting, man. It's weird because I still be treating people like I'm not like like Joe, you 50 years old. You're Mr. Jackson now. I'll be like, who you talking to? I'm not my dad. They be like, oh yeah, you are. I used to be like, people be like, hey, Mr. Jackson. I'd be like, I'm not Mr. That's my dad. They be like, no, that's my granddad. I'm like, who are you talking? All right, look, Ruthie Moore is taking a day today, getting some much needed rest. So it means me and Riis are flying the plane today. So let's get this soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away, but don't get too far. Look like we ain't gonna have to go to Silicon Valley no more. It looks like the great technical migration has begun, Riis. Google just bought the state of Illinois building. I know you hear it too. Google just bought the state of Illinois building. Is it yours on? Is it on in there? So Google bought the state of Illinois building yesterday. Riis, $100-something million. They bought it. So now the state of Illinois is moving all the way out, and Google is making. Now have you it's a Google building already, right across the street from the Emily Hotel. Mm-hmm. Brand new building. Now they just bought the state of Illinois building. Now I feel like Google is the right people to be in the state of Illinois building. Because they going to make it be like, doo-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's going to look like a spaceship or something. I'm on mute. Complete mute. Is it something in there and I'm hearing it because the door's open? All right. Well, we're going to figure it out. So anyway, y'all, man. Do you ever go to the state of Illinois building, Riis?
What's that one?
That's
It's called the State of Illinois building?
Yes. The Thompson Center.
Oh, yeah, the Thompson Center then, yeah.
Okay,
so
okay.
at first it was called the State of Illinois building.
The Thompson Center is the State of Illinois.
Yeah, but I know I'm just saying, you know how.
Oh, no.
It's
It's always been the Thompson Center.
Okay. I thought it was, some stuff
no
was said
change.
before.
Oh, no.
Just
You're
like
right.
how to me, it's the
Sears
Sears
Tower.
Tower.
I still say Sears Tower.
No disrespect
Willis.
to Willis.
Who?
No disrespect.
I don't even know where. They be like, let's go to Willis Tower. I don't know where that is, Joe. Say it right. Oh, did you see? Well, I was watching this show. Okay, we're going to, I'm going to save that. Remember I said 312-773. We're gonna talk about that at a later date. All right, so Google moves the tech. So I was thinking that it's gonna be that could be real interesting. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. What does that mean? And if Google, where is Google? Who is the biggest on social? Amazon is the biggest, but like who's the biggest? We'll talk about it in a minute. All right, mayor's race, man. Riis, I feel like there's going to be some more people getting into it. I just feel like it's got to be. You know why? Because now what I feel like it is that if you was sitting on the edge, sitting on the sidelines, and you see the field competition, you be like, man.
I can at least get my name out there.
Right. Somebody, right, it's like, hold on. I know I could beat you.
Right,
I know I could beat you. Now, I don't know about you and you, but shoot, you roll the dice. So I would not be surprised. I still am looking for like a surprise Chewy Garcia candidacy. I still think Stacey Davis Gates is out there somewhere. I feel like CTU can't just be like, all right, this is the field and we got all the money in it. So don't be surprised. And I feel like there's got to be some other white guy. I don't even know if I got no money today, man. Y'all gonna have to put me a tab together. Just keep a tally, Riis. Put it on my tab. So yeah. Also, anybody thinking about, we keep talking about the mayor's race. You think anybody's gonna run against Anna Valencia for city treasurer? I mean, not treasurer, for city clerk.
Probably not. You're probably too well known.
See, I feel like, man, what if she don't run again? Do you think we should put up a black candidate for that? Well, I think somebody black should be thinking about it. I just think, because, the Republicans said everybody get in the race. So I just think, I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm encouraging anybody to run against her, but I do think we should be on the watch to see who else is on the sidelines, because I do feel like there is a sea wave, a sea of change afoot. So let's keep an eye on that. Darren Bailey got a $15 million cash infusion from Richard Uline, who is. So let me ask a question. Has anybody, Riis? I know you probably stopped watching after the slave commercials, but you still on the Republican team? You still Republican? You still?
I was with Richard Irvin.
Oh, not Darren Bailey.
No, I was BP1 at the time.
Well, he got a black running mate.
Nah, that's that tainted thing. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime they put a black running mate with him, it's like, it's kind of like the, hey, look, I don't like it.
JB
like
got a black woman running mate too.
That's what I'm telling you. It's like a trophy next to him. Then if they do that, and now the new thing to do now is do a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Right on the side. Now I'm gonna get the black people and the women and the black women. You know what I'm saying? Man, it just be. I be seeing through it already.
You figured it out.
Yeah, I be seeing through it already. Like, you just doing that for the black votes. Like,
ain't that what you supposed to do though, Riis?
And then they be going missing right after. You be like, who they ran with again?
Let's see, y'all.
That's what.
That's funny. Well, I want to. So I have a question. Have you? So they got JB has a commercial on about Darren Bailey, and it's like Darren Bailey is praying, and I feel like it's kind of bogus to do a commercial making fun of somebody praying. I'm going to find the commercial and I'm going to play it, because I know the prayer is crazy because he praying like, God, President Trump, help him save our country and save our blah, 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 blah. But I do feel like that's kind of a mockery. Like you shouldn't, unless he like kill all the black people. But I do feel like I'm gonna play it a little bit later because I get nervous with the whole, the mockery of, I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. Hey, Riis, have you ever heard of this before? Have you ever heard of somebody getting hit with 100 charges?
100 like
100 charges. Yeah, at once.
One person?
One person, 100 charges.
No, that's a lot. Like it's a lot, and they say it's 100, or it's actually 100.
No, it's literally 100.
Yeah.
The Highland Park shooters got charged with 100 charges. 100 charges.
Damn, that's crazy.
Riis, 100 charges. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but 100?
That's a lot.
Riis, 100 charges.
They won't drop, so like a lot of them.
Nah, they ain't dropping nothing.
Yeah,
they probably remember. Usually, when they put all them on you, they still got some saved.
No, they usually they do that to like scare you, to make you do it. Please, all right. Well,
Riis, 20 charges make you be like, I'll plead. 100 charges.
I'm just saying. So they get like 100. Like, all right, listen, if you
to 50.
If you plead to this, then we'll take out this because then they gonna take all them charges. And be like, well, you got 100 charges. You looking at 200 years, so
you only gonna die. But Riis, here go my thing. That's psychological warfare. Because at the point in which you got 20 charges, right? Let's just say they knock it down. What they gonna do? Be like, the clock restarts?
No, they'd probably take 20 charges and give it to them at the least. So they'd take 20 charges like a charge may run.
Ain't that symbolic at this point?
I'm just So they'd be like, this is an 18-month to 3 year.
Okay, but the Highland Park shooter shot 5 people. Killed, what was it? 5 people, 6 people?
Oh well, he not getting out anyway.
That's my point. So why? What's the 100?
About the 100 charge? Like if somebody was ever
they charged him with 100 charges.
Yeah, but if he was ever charged with like 100 charges and it wasn't murder, one of the charges, then the majority of them they do it. They'll have you take a plea.
To throw.
But like still they would probably still have him.
Riis, he getting life. He ain't never getting out. And they probably gonna send. They would probably reinstate the electric. If he gets federal charges, remember he could get cooked.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping. But like in today's world, they be like, look at him when he tried to escape. Look how he was dressed. He's not in a mental state of mind. And I'm just telling you. Remember, you heard it first. He's not. He was there. So
they ain't letting him go.
They not letting him out.
They not having no mercy.
But don't be surprised if you hear some insanity pleas going on and stuff like that. Mental health issues going on. Just remember when you hear Riis, they trying to use it.
Okay,
they trying to say
they
mental health. I'll be like, I told you that already.
Riis, Cassandra said regardless he'll still get out before Hoover.
That's true, and that's crazy.
True. That is crazy. All right, y'all. Let me see what else I got on my list. Did you see charges of racism in the Democratic Party of Illinois race for the chairman of the partyship? I'm going to talk a little bit about this, but Donna Miller, Cook County Commissioner Donna Miller, alleges racism against Personal PAC, which is the abortion rights organization in Illinois in the fight for Robin Kelly. And Riis, it's going to be, I want to talk about this because it's like racism in the Cook County Democratic Party? What? Are you kidding me?
No.
In Illinois?
Not Illinois.
What? Could you imagine? No, get out of here. But there's a lot of lessons in this, and there's a lot of perspective. And like, Riis, you know how sometimes you could look at this. You could look at this as racial. This is why, and I want to be very serious to the black people, because I don't have a horse in this race. But this is why you can't allow white folks to, dagnabbit too. This is why you cannot allow other groups to start hurling charges of racism around without, like, y'all. So wait, y'all was just teamed up and okay. So we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. Did you see the teachers yesterday? We was talking about they got to keep their jobs, Riis. The teachers got to keep their jobs. They voted 6-0. The CPS voted 6-0. That was a slam on the mayor, though. she was not very happy with that. She wanted to. Stacey Davis Gay said it was retaliation. Let me see what else. Amazon workers allege workplace racism in Joliet, death threats, Confederate flags, and the whole 9 yards. Reese, we're gonna talk about that. Plus, United States offers Victor Bout says they will give up the Lord of War. Did you see the movie Lord of War? You should check that movie out. Anyway, the United States said they're going to give him up for Brittany Griner, but Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan, who is another American who was caught over there. Plus,
so are they negotiating with terrorists?
If you consider Russia a terrorist, and that's funny, I said that because I used to say they said it does show a marked policy change, though.
Yeah, I was just wondering, you negotiate.
But that's not they're a recognized country, so they're not really terrorists, although some might say they are. And then Reese, they went all the way around the world, been all through up and down the United States and through the universe. Won Grammys, Oscars, Emmys, the whole thing. And how crazy is it that for everything that happened, Common and J Hood hook up?
What you mean by J Hood? Jennifer Hudson?
Mm-hmm.
What you mean by they hook up? Like they hook up?
Apparently they're dating.
Really?
And Tiffany Haddish is not happy about it.
I thought they was dating them, so they broke. I ain't even know.
See, man. See, we gotta start getting some celebrity gossip on the show, man. Cause look, dog. First of all, anyway, I ain't mad at him, but you know it'd be crazy that Common done been all around, and J Hood done, and they done wound up with 2 Chicago people, Inglewood and Avalon Park. And I'm gonna tell you, Tiffany Haddish better be cool, cause you know J Hood from, she'll call Fantasia. They'll roll out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but hey,
I'm not mad at that.
She looked like, she got that. You said her name was Tiffany Haddish, right?
Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, right. She looked like saying like she don't mess around neither. Like how the way she.
Yeah. I'm telling you though, J Hood. First of all, Jennifer Hudson got sisters, Joe. Oh. We'll talk about that a little later. When we come back, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Maze Reese will be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Do you believe that God's going to turn it around?
I got to.
Why?
Why? Because he's did it before.
Come on.
And he'll do it again.
Yes.
And you can do it again.
Yes. Come on here.
Come on, I better leave that alone.
Somebody calling you right now.
Somebody calling you right now. If it ain't one thing, I better go. God's going to turn it around.
And I feel like we have to encourage the people because so many people are just truly depressed. They're going through the holiday blues, and we want you to know that you don't have to be discouraged. But you can, in fact, be encouraged because God's going to turn it around.
Turn it around. It's me again. God's gonna turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion has to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. Please don't leave me now. Please don't leave me now. Please. From glory to Gethsemane, God got
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:38 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. As we head over to sports, the Chicago Cubs stay hotter than Venice Beach at 12 p.m. as they keep it going and win another one since the break and make that 6 in a row as they win 4-2 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The White Sox will lose 6-5 yesterday against the Rockies. I said over the traffic now on the Kennedy. Overhead to the loop and back will be 22 minutes. On the Edens in both directions will be 28. Eisenhower, Thorndale to the loop, 33 minutes, 29 minutes back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan and back will be 32 minutes. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 38 minutes, 29 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 19 minutes to the loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive, north and south, they are both locked in at 8 minutes. Today's weather, it is currently 72 and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 82 with a low of 70. Expect rain in the early mornings. I'm Riis the Ruler. Back to the Maze Jackson Show.
To the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory, Gethsemane, to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, to the grave, from the grave. Dear Lord, it's me again. I'm calling on you. You did it before. I believe that you can do it again. Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. And hey, y'all, we are doing our thing real quick. Yeah, man. J Hud and Common kicking it. Hey, man. I ain't mad at Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you know, hey, man. Could you imagine if they was like, we're engaged? Man, do you think Chicago, man, that'd be a dope wedding. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to see the pictures. If I'm not in them, I need to be in them. But anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. And, y'all make sure why y'all want to email me about the Savages? Why do y'all want to email me? Look, my inbox, I done got emails from Tennille, Cassandra, I can't even tell you how many people done email me. Have you seen the story, Riis, about, have you ever heard of Dinner in a Movie? You heard of the place? I had never really heard of it until I saw some stories in the paper. You been to it? You ever gone?
Nah.
But where'd you hear about it?
Facebook.
Oh, I thought you was going to say TikTok. All right, well,
yeah, TikTok,
Facebook, TikTok. Well, apparently the brother opened up the Dinner in the Movie. It was his concept, and he opened it up north. But yesterday, it was officially closed by the city of Chicago. He was like, man, when I read the article, he said he talked about racism, but he said he sold a whole different story. Woo, it was not the racism claims that you would think. But it was really interesting, and I'm going to read the story because, man, it is. I was thinking about, when were we talking about moving and people said they was going to Texas? When we was talking about something about moving and people was like, man, where are the top three? Oh, where was the top three people, the places that black people went? And we went to Texas, Atlanta, and D.C.
Yep.
Right? And realistically, Chicago used to be a black mecca, but I want to talk about it. We're going to talk about it a little bit later because I think that was a very unique article. So we'll talk about it at 7 o'clock. I did not put it in the headlines, but I have gotten all of you all, and it ain't just y'all. Everybody been talking about it, so I'm going to put it up there. I wish I could talk to the brother. I'm going to try and see if I can find him at some point and get him on the show because I think he presents a great thing. It's part of the reason that we're doing Obsidian, but it also makes me nervous. So we're going to talk about it all a little bit later. All right, Riis, it looks like it's that time, so why don't you get ready? We are a little bit close. Oh, before we do, let me say what's up to the Saints from WBGX 1570 AM. They join us every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8. That's right, the Saints get here from 6:30 to 8. They can catch us on WBGX 1570 AM every day, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 8. You can get us on the TuneIn app or give us a call at 872-259-7474. Now, if you all wanted to send us, that means you got to get here early and stay late. So you get here at 6 o'clock, you stay till 9, and you can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Like I did that. I was like, I got a Twitch. So check us out. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Also, I want you to give us a call at 872-259-7474. Riis, I think I am ready. So why don't you go ahead and put your finger on the button.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Riis, with everything happening on Michigan Avenue, you see stores shutting down, closing. State Street is now closed. Old Navy, all the biggest places are closing. People wrote off downtown Chicago as dead with all of the, from Buckingham Fountain to Halsted, from, I would say, Congress to Chicago Avenue. These people were declaring Chicago downtown dead. All the big businesses are moving to the West Loop. And then yesterday, out of the blue, an announcement comes that says that Google is buying the Thompson Center. Now, honestly, Riis, the Thompson Center has been what I call the State of Illinois building. For years has been talked about as it was a Helmut Jean design. Helmut Jean was killed. They were talking about destroying it, and then I think when he got hit by a bicycle and died, people were like, it's an artistic artwork and we cannot destroy it. But they sold it yesterday, Riis. Shout out to Quentin Primo. Made some millions on that. But Riis, yesterday, Google bought the State of Illinois building, which is right across the street from City Hall. But I want to know, do you think Google can save downtown? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 259-7474. Riis, first of all, do you think downtown is still a destination for Chicagoans? They said that we have returned to our tourism has returned to Chicago, but there is no downtown business traffic. And so while businesses are trying to survive, they're still having a very, very hard time, Riis, only because the people who used to be in the skyscrapers and all the tall buildings have not returned to work, and now people are working from home, and if they're coming back, they don't want to work in those old tall skyscrapers. As a matter of fact, Cranes just announced the other day that they believe that the edge of the giant skyscraper in Chicago is probably over, and we should be expecting between 10 and 20-story buildings. And if you look at what's going on in the West Loop, et cetera, they're not building super high. They're kind of squat, et cetera. And I guess my question is there a reason to go to Michigan Avenue now? Is there a reason for you to go downtown? Because most people have you returned to work? And do you think that Google coming downtown can save the downtown area? Because here's what I think. I think that the hot new office space is in the West Loop. I think the costs of doing business in California is going through the roof. And Riis, you've been seeing all them wildfires in California. They've been having, and you've seen the droughts. Have you seen any of those pictures where they show all the rivers and all the stuff drying up in California? I was starting to wonder if Google could lead the reinvigoration of downtown Chicago. Because Riis, is there a reason? What reason do you go downtown? Like downtown, like not to Buckingham.
The scenery, like the atmosphere.
Do you go downtown to eat? Do you go downtown to shop?
Eat.
Where do you go to eat when you go downtown?
I just be looking up different random places. Like I probably never ate at a place downtown twice. Probably like every time I go downtown, I eat somewhere different. I like to take the water taxi. So it's stuff to do in downtown, and that's the tourists. Like that is for tourists, I think.
Downtown is now for tourists. There's not really, like, I remember when there used to be a time when your parents would be like, we going downtown because you was going shopping. Because you were going to get, there were stores downtown that you couldn't find. But now every store that you can see downtown is in the neighborhood at a mall.
Correct.
Right? Like, whether you might have wanted to go, the only thing that really is the super luxury brands, but now because of the Wild Wild West attitude, like, man, I'm telling you, if you go to a store, you go to a store, Riis, and you look, and you'll feel like, should I buy this bag and walk outside? And so my question becomes, do we think that Google coming could be a spur of bringing back downtown the business? Because here's what I see. I see people coming from California. I see, with global warming, I think that the people who have the money can occupy downtown cheaply. So imagine if you were in Silicon Valley. And I think Google sees something that maybe we don't, or we should be thinking about, how do we prepare for? Google built a brand new building from the ground up. But Riis, they just bought the former state of Illinois building. They moved right next door to City Hall. It is my thought that we need to be paying attention to this. Facebook opened up an office that now has over 2,000 employees here. Is Chicago preparing to become the next tech center? Right? As the old school companies move out, we just saw Boeing leave. Right? We saw, who was it? Boeing. We saw some of the old school some of the old school pillars leave Chicago. But I think we need to be paying attention to the fact that these tech firms are considering moving here. Like Google, Riis, that means to me that somebody else coming. Now, my question is, will we be prepared to take advantage of it?
I could see that. You put all these nice little big businesses and corporations can come downtown and occupy these, skyscrapers and stuff.
Look at this, Riis.
Yeah,
look at as all of these buildings start to empty.
See that bring money in revenue, so you change the building. You know, you may get it, like you said, it's now it's the Google building, and then you got a Microsoft building, you know, and you got a B. More Harris building. Like,
a Twitter building.
Yeah, Twitter building. You know, exactly. So you do that.
And they built around waterways.
Yeah, and don't tell Elon Musk that he gonna come by it off. So don't let him know nothing.
Between him, Elon. But I was just thinking, like, so how do we prepare for this? So
smart. I think it's smart if they was to do that.
So now, to me, what is Google's commitment to the Chicago workforce? What is Google's commitment to CPS? Right? How do we then, like, I'm excited that they're coming, but is this going to be us being supplanted? Remember Oakland? Y'all saw what happened in Oakland, right? So all the tech companies were in Silicon Valley, and San Francisco became too expensive. So all of the young executives started buying houses in Oakland. Now remember, it was Oakland and San Francisco, and remember they used to charge you to come into San Francisco from Oakland on the bridge. Then all of a sudden the tech people started buying all the houses and even the crappy houses, so the hood became a $5,000 a month home. And so Oakland residents, and if you look at California, black folks got forced out of Oakland, the home of the Panthers. So now I just want us to be thinking and saying, and as we celebrate these wins, Riis, where are those people going to live? They're not going to live downtown. Remember when they told you Chatham was a $300,000 home? Remember when they said they were going to start building transit-based housing, and they were going to give hundreds of millions of dollars in grants to build transit-based housing, affordable housing that in 20 years reverts back to Riis? Where do we fit? I started with this by saying that I believe it could rejuvenate downtown. Does Google coming here and having 2,000 jobs mean that it's bringing 2,000 people? And Riis, what if they bring 2,000 people from California that make 150 to 200,000 plus? Guess what they about to do? Buy your neighborhood. So my question now becomes, and guess what else they're going to, remember that near South? Y'all be mad at me when I be telling y'all this stuff, but I'm just telling you. Remember near South side? High school? Tech? Where do we fit in the mix? So my question now becomes, who is going to be the black negotiator for Google? Like, what will Google's commitment be to the local community? And particularly, who will be brokering the black ask? Or should we have one? Right? So my thing is, guys, there's not... Remember how it started with one boat? The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria? The 3 boats? That's not how it started, I know. So, you, sir, are... What is it? Who was the person that welcomed the Pilgrims? Was it Squanto? You are now Squanto. Who right now is saying, Google, we have an issue in Chicago? What is your plan to integrate yourself into the urban landscape, and how will you benefit our community? Because can I tell you, Riis, I be loving the Google stuff and stuff because it be looking cool. But a lot of times we be walking past it like it's cool to look at, but that ain't for us. What is the Google 2050 education plan in CPS? Who is now entering into the fray of negotiating Google as part of the future? What are those technical high schools that will be built? Right. So somebody said South Shore. So how do we take, this is when you go to a corporation, right? And you say, invest in the children. Let's make sure. So should every school have a Google Pixel? I don't care, but I just need to make sure that we understand that that's a pioneer. And I think somebody has gotten smart enough to recognize that with all of this office vacancy downtown, you can occupy and buy a stake in Chicago and buy yourself a place next to the water for years and years and years to come. Do y'all think that people don't know that you think these people with these $1 million homes don't see these fires? Y'all think we ain't paying attention to it, but their rivers are drying up. We sitting on. Do you understand? We have the largest body of fresh water in the country. I think the Great Lakes, ain't it? I want to point you all to an article. I will tell you about an article, Riis, where the chairman of Nestle said that access to fresh water is not a guaranteed right. And they were buying lakes and rivers in Africa and putting fences around them. And then taking the water and reselling it. If Google comes to Chicago, it is my sincere hope that we have the foresight to be built into the plan instead of out of the plan. Let's not watch a whole nother generation benefit from our great migration. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Call you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up?
Yo, what's up, bro? What's going on, Riis? Good morning, family.
What up, man? You starting early, dog. What's up, Devo?
Well, because because this is right in my wheelhouse. When we talk about resiliency, urban planning, we have WIFTABA BP1 is well positioned to have these discussions because we have already identified the major sectors that affect Black life. So when we talk about critical infrastructure within the city of Chicago, we've already identified that, people need fresh water, clean air, transit, good schools, all of these things. We have housing stock. We have all of these seeds around the city. It's just that there's no connection and alignment. There's no alignment that makes us accessing these systems efficient for us, because it doesn't work for us because mostly we've been shut out of participating in the economic system. So, solution, we have to come out of the people of color bucket, declare as freedmen, so then that way we can stand on our own and then begin to insulate where we want to be from people that will come in and push us out. I don't want to be like the Tenderloin District. I don't want to be nothing like the people in California, because we see that ain't working. So the whole West Coast, I told y'all the other day, we shouldn't go west of Texas. And if you west of Texas, you should come back. So I mean, we see it happening. We see it unfolding. It's the what's that thing with the frog? And they put the frog in the water, and then by the time the frog realized that the water too hot, right? So that's literally what we own. So you've been hipping us to this stuff. So again, Obsidian, y'all know where we at. Come through. We have to get all of you subject matter experts that do this stuff for a living. You have to invest back into your people and share your knowledge. That is how you give back. So don't sit around and say, "Oh, what do we do?" Whole time you've been reading these contracts, you've been seeing these plans, you've been privy to these meetings, and you don't do anything to protect your children. It ain't about my son. DJ's getting ready to go off to school in a couple of weeks, bro. If he don't have nothing to come back to, how we gonna say you should come back? So that's the reality. So if we don't fix it, they're not gonna come back. Then all this property that we've acquired and all this stuff is gonna be for naught. So I mean, it's a life or death for us right now, and we have to get on. We have to get on the same page. Fight this mindset that everything is for sale. Everything can't be for sale, because we know, like I said, the progressives, they gonna sell it for nothing, and then we gonna be out in the street boo-booing, and that's the reality. So. We got work to do, people. Y'all know where we at, man. The church is always open, and don't be a stranger. You got a place to come, so don't act funny, because it's gonna be a time where we all we got. So we got to figure it out now, man. I love you, bro. I'm out. Peace.
There it is. I appreciate you. So I think, Junior, you are right. I do think that we need to have a plan for Google. I think it needs to be a 360-degree plan, right? It needs to include education. It needs to include entrepreneur and business. It needs to create technical opportunities. I do think we need to present a plan. I think we've got the question. But what is in it for the black people when Google moves to Chicago? Will this help us or will this hurt us? And I think we have to be the determiners of how it can help us. So, Junior, for all the times you be talking smack, I think that is right. And I think we need to be thinking 360 degrees. I think Google is one of the largest platforms in the world. I think from communications to sponsorships to events to long-term sustained, who is going to do their sustainability? Who's going to do the communications? Who's going to wire the building? Right? Who's going to be the doorman? Who's going to have the valet company? Who's going, all of it. Who is going to run their diversity supplier program and make sure that in their diversity supplier program that they have a black allocation? How will we measure their contribution or their success? I do wonder who is asking or who's telling. And maybe that does need to be us, but we got to do it. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I was going to try and summarize it, but I think I'm going to read an article from CWB Chicago regarding regarding dinner and a movie. A restaurant that was open, a restaurant/venue that was opened up by a young black entrepreneur. And he talked about racism, but he talked about it in a very different way. So we're going to share it, we're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to read it, and then we're going to talk about it when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP, media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP, media's just for you and me.
Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Smiling more every day, closer to my dreams. Hey, guapole, the food tastes better. I stopped smoking squares, healing from the inside out, making repairs. I forgave some people, thanked them for the lessons, cause holding on to it was blocking my blessings. No more stressing, worry dishonors God, so I just pray, and I'm loving my odds. Mingle with like minds, gravitate where light shines. Graduate, masters, your rhymes ain't like mine. Big dank from the west side, this is my best self. Taking vacations, hoping the rest helps. Got a career now, loving what's ahead. My spirit is free from the stuff that I shared.
I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about. I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about.
I'm feeling so good now, walking on higher ground. Got out the country, visit some new towns, made some new friends, let go of some bad ones. Soon as that took place, everything got fun. My life started going up, opportunities showing up. I'm back where I wanna be, no headaches and throwing up. Reconnect with the homie, it's positive energy, vibes and wavelengths. It's all about frequency. I'm back with my first love, it feel like the first time. I'm back in the studio, this ain't my first rhyme. I wake up every day, blessed as heavenly. Before I ain't say much, now I got much to say. Raise my credit score, got rid of some past debt. Heard that's attractive, well call me a magnet. Plugged into an outlet, living life outright. All on my Kid Cudi, focusing day and night. Right?
Now ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about. I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about.
Feel good. See, my state gets busy. That's the cardinal rule.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
a dangerous show. Don't go to the church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mace and Riis and Ruthie and Ty explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something. We gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler on the ones and twos. And shout out to the HBCU Family Affair, HBCU Family Reunion and Softball Tournament representing the yards. Y'all ain't had no yards at no. Y'all had like front yards. Do they even have like really like yard? Let me stop. Shout out to my man, Vince Bass of Invincible Ones and Chicago Football Classic Scholarship Fund for the family affair, the HBCU Alumni Family Reunion and Softball Tournament repping the yards, hosted by my man Leon Rogers. Vince. So let me tell you all the people that's representing. So basically they got a softball tournament July 30th, 2022. That's Saturday, correct? The 30th is Saturday from 12 to 8 at Rainbow Beach, 3111 East 77th Street, from 12 to 8. Now, you're going to have all the big HBCU guys out there. We're going to have my man DJ Vince Adams from the Florida A&M Rattlers, Kevin KB Burns from Tuskegee Golden Tigers, Craig Elliott, my man, from the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, Dave Mays from Southern University, Jaguars, Jamal Smalls from the Grambling Tigers, and Josiana Sito from the Morehouse Maroons, Lavelle the Maestro Love from Jackson State Tigers, and DJ Obatala from the Alabama State Hornets. Now, I just want to point this out. Shout out to all of the black people who went to HBCUs. And I just noticed how, I know y'all, I think one of these years I've been telling Vince, I think he really scared. I think the HBCUs are really scared, Riis. Because what I said was, they be doing this tournament and they always do it. They always invite us out to come watch. But they really don't want to play the black people who went to PWIs because we'll whoop them, Riis. Man, we'll put Eastern. If the black people, if we had the HBCU Classic versus the PWI Black Student Unions, Riis, tell the truth, shame the devil. I don't think nobody beating U of I. Let's just be clear. Ain't nobody beating U of I. Then, I ain't gonna even say nothing about like Northwestern, well, maybe not Northwestern because they probably only had like 6. They might not even get a whole squad up. East, man, I'm gonna get Eastern. We'll put Eastern on Xavier, Riis. We'll put Eastern on Xavier because Eastern, at least Eastern ain't here behind the school. Xavier, Riis. You ever been to a HBCU, man? You probably missed it because they kind of small. I remember Vince Bass. I'm talking smack because the HBCUs, and Vince, feel free to call us. We know y'all scared to play us. So y'all have y'all own little tournament. We gonna come check y'all out from 12 to 8 out at Rainbow Beach, and we gonna coach. We gonna encourage y'all through y'all softball tournament because y'all know y'all don't want to play. Y'all know they don't want none, Riis. They don't want none. They don't want none. They do not want it. It's okay. So we're going to check out the HBCU the HBU Family Reunion. Now, I do think it's a great opportunity, though, for you all to bring your children out, right, as well, so they can see the HBCUs, because a lot of people want to have, a lot of young children a lot of our kids are getting ready to go to school, and so we should give them a lot of examples. So I think I'm going to go drag Mazon over there for a little while, make him go look at the schools, because, he want to be a fighting Illini, but it's okay. I'm gonna still let him go see. I told him we gonna go in a black costume.
You want to do what?
He want to be a Lionel.
No, that's because you was in line.
Yeah, you know what though? Also, they did a good job of inviting him to camps and stuff, right? So he went to basketball camp. You know, Io was like, like when Io was a freshman at U of I, he would come to the camp. So it's like, Anyway, it's all good. So I'll be announcing that, man, maybe we can get them to come on tomorrow and break it down for us as part of Tell Me Something Good Friday. VB, call me up or let me know. And feel free to give us a call at 872-259-7474 to let us know what's going on. All right, Riis. I am going to read this story because I don't think that I can do it justice trying to summarize this words. So it's been sent to me. And you are aware of this. Hold on. Wait, I'm like, hold on. Do they have him actually doing it? Hold on. All right, give me 1 second because I didn't know if it's a video, then I'm going to let y'all get the video and we're going to put that on, but I don't think it's a video. All right. So, CWB Chicago wrote this article, Businessman Blames the Behavior of Savages as City Revokes His Lincoln Park Restaurant's License. Even after freshly losing his business to Chicago license enforcers, Rashad Bailey speaks energetically, enthusiastically, and passionately. They got a sticker on my door. They effing won, he conceded Tuesday morning. After a 14-month battle, the city shuttered his Lincoln Park restaurant, dinner and a movie permanently on Friday. +1 for white Chicago, racism won. This is not me. I'm reading the story. A lot of what Bailey said during an hour-long free-flowing conversation Tuesday morning will surprise people, but if you're expecting the usual racism talking points, think again. I'm heartbroken, Bailey said. I had 600 people coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for celebrations. They planned it 2-3 months in advance. I don't even know how to tell everyone that racism won, D-heads won, that my skin is a problem. For a moment, I felt like crying, Bailey said. I mean, I made it to Lincoln Park. We took all these pictures of customers having a good time, and it was so nice. I'm going to change my number because people are still calling for reservations. You got regular black people who come to dinner and a movie. They're like normal people. Then you got those MFers. They're savages, he said. All it takes is 1 or 2, and it's like, damn, happened. I'm black, so I can say that. At this point, whatever. Alderman Scott Wagaspack, 32nd Ward, sent an email to his constituents about the closing just before Bailey spoke. A city hearing officer closed dinner and a movie based on the deleterious impact, a.k.a. public nuisance ordinance, Wagaspack wrote. Residents should now see a bright orange sticker on the door stating that it has been revoked, and this applies to all licenses the businesses held. Bailey's problems began about a month after he opened the restaurant at 2500 North Ashland in May 2021. Shots were fired and a large fight erupted outside his doors. No one was struck by gunfire, but police ordered the business to close immediately under the city's summary closure ordinance. Bailey, 31, soon reopened after meeting with city officials and neighbors. A plan of action was drawn up, but citing more problems, the city continued with nuisance abatement maneuvers until a hearing officer ordered the closure late last week. The business can appeal, Wagaspack said, but Bailey didn't sound interested in another round. What are they going to do, sue me some more? One of Bailey's chief complaints is that black-owned businesses are treated differently in Chicago, and in all the wrong ways. Referring to the daylight murder of rapper FGB Duck as he walked out of a posh Gold Coast boutique 2 years ago, Bailey said he was in an effing store on Oak Street and they shot his ass up. Is that the store's problem? No. If it's a black customer at a white store, it's a shooting. If it's a black customer at a black store, it's a problem. Shootings by those bars on Hubbard Street and white and Arab owners, that's not a problem? We've got a mayor that leads in Chicago that's not from Chicago. So don't pull that black card on me. Mayor Lori Lightfoot knows nothing about the other walks of life, the crazy savages. And when I say savages, I mean the crazy black people who put pressure on regular black people. These are the same people spreading shtick around Chicago. I don't like those crazy MFers. It's like you have a good time, you go home. The only thing they effing respect is being put in handcuffs. I'm 6'3" and 200 pounds, and that is crazy. As a city, we're effed. The music they're listening to, how we go from everybody loves bump and grind to effing killing each other. How'd that happen? We got problems in Chicago. This ain't no effing Mayberry. People getting shot and robbed all throughout the city. People getting their cars stolen. People losing their life. Whatever leaders are doing, it's not working. Then you got a person leading the police department who's not even from Chicago. He don't even speak the effing language. You got some politicians that are so far to the effing left that they pretend we don't have problems in our community. Even after that looting, that's a problem. I don't share that same ideal, that same way of thinking. They want to call it urban stuff. Man, F that. It's effing savages. Bad people should be in jail. That's the thing. So when they walk up to you, you're like, how the F are you out here? Lock all their asses up. I don't know what's going on, but our DA or our state's attorney, I don't know what the F they're called because I don't go to jail, but it's a problem. You know we have a problem in Chicago that's becoming so aggressive that no one can control it. It's because when you take the community center away, the streets raise the kids. 2010, when all of a sudden the park district started renting out the spaces, vouchers, and parks aren't available. For white people, that's okay. You can drop the kids off at daycare, but black people need the parks, the snack, the summer camp. So when you push the kids out of the community center, you lose the community. They're learning behavior, language on the streets. They know about what happens on 79th, the rappers and the other BS crazy shit. There are no effing nets on the rims at Park District basketball courts. The pools are closed. So who's gonna raise you? The effing streets are gonna raise you. And if you're a bad effing child and it's never corrected, what happens? It get passed along and then you become a problem. And now they're erupting because you ignored them for 10 plus years. We get black people in office. They ignore the black community. You're black first. Take care of yours. The Italian's going to take care of Italians. Yeah, don't ignore them, but take care of yours. If you think Bailey might be running for office, think again. No. F Chicago. F this corruption. This is not like a city where you're a good person with a good heart and good character and you do the right thing and you'll do okay. I feel like we're in the old days. I'm over this. They treat you better in red states anyway if you're a business owner. Bailey has long complained that the city and particularly the police department were out to shut him down from the beginning. I put my restaurant in a good neighborhood to get away from the effing crazy. The first day, former 19th District Police Commander Chris Papanou pulls up and says, "Who are you? I didn't approve this. This looks like a club." It's institutional racism, so he just walked around. It's a club. It's a club. The next day, he makes a phone call to Vice, and within 7 days of me being open, I had 5 groups of undercover police inside my restaurant recording and taking notes, trying to build a case against me. We didn't have a fight. We didn't have a shooting. That was June. These MFers were there, May the 8th. I love Chicago PD. I watch every episode. But when you deal with them in real life, man, you hate them. One of the complaints Bailey heard from the city that was that dinner and a movie's receipt showed that it did not meet a licensing requirement that limited liquor sales to 40% of revenue. Yet, he says, the city refused to let him open before 4 p.m., so he couldn't serve lunch to get more food sales. They was looking for, it was like, oh, you have a finger food? Because I don't cook steak and lasagna, it's not real food. Go F yourself. They said, oh, they don't have food, they have party wings. Hell, hey, you effing D-head, Buffalo Wild Wings is $1 billion company. Go audit their and see what comes up. Well, you got people dancing on their cars 2 blocks over. That's dinner and a movie's problem? People blocking driveways over? Pointing to the city's temporary closure of McDonald's following a mass shooting near State in Chicago in May, Bailey was incredulous. Does McDonald's sell liquor? Some wild young black people were there being effing D-heads. Why are you putting that on McDonald's? McDonald's sells chicken nuggets. What the F? Get your Happy Meal and go away. What the F are you talking about? Recalling another situation, a guy jumps out and kills a guy with the Draco. They closed the gas station where the murder happened because the gas station's got to do better. What the F you talking about? The police put it on the business. We can't give anybody tickets. Crime is your business. How about coming up with solutions? There is no solution. The solution is we want your black ass out. It's not everybody, but it's a few of them, and that's enough. People say, oh, there's a black business. You got batter and berries. It's a black business. They're effing breakfast. Get your pancakes and get out. Ain't nobody shooting nobody in the morning. Bailey declined to say what was next for him. I'm not telling nobody nothing. I'm over. I need to stay the F away from these crazies, Bailey said. What they just showed me as a black man in Chicago is I'm not safe in Chicago. It's not from my own people. It's from the corruption. All the rules and guidelines were put in 60 years ago that keep it like that so they can enforce it at their discretion. I've been in court 14 months. I was only open 16 months. What the F? How is that possible? And I can't serve lunch.
Is there more?
That's it.
Oh, that's a lot. That was a lot to unpack.
Rashad Bailey. Dinner and a movie. Riis, you've heard of Dinner and a Movie. The man... Dude, I don't know if you all ever recall me saying, I know we have an internal problem. But if we don't, but my concern is that if we don't fix the internal problem, they'll take everything from us, and by the time we get it fixed, there'll be nothing for us to have. Riis, the man said he moved his store to 2500 North Ashland because he wanted to get away, and it's like you have an idea as a black person in Chicago. You damned if you do, and you damned if you do. It is the same reason that Teddy Gilmore opened up all of those clubs. The reason that all of our people are always somewhere downtown is two reasons, Riis. One, because we don't have them in our neighborhood, or two, because if they are in the neighborhood, then you got to worry about the people disrespecting it. And I do not, I 100% identify with him saying that if you are black, you do good, you think that you can do good. It is really set up against you. Everywhere. And so, Riis, you know the cycle. Somebody opens up a place, they put it on Instagram, the next thing you know, somebody else done came, and you got a whole different element of people that we want to pretend like don't exist. This is a black 31-year-old entrepreneur. Riis, can I tell you something? I have clients that are his same age that have multi-million-dollar restaurants doing hundreds of thousands of dollars in business with liquor, with sales, with everything. And they don't have the same challenges. Think about anybody black entrepreneurial that wants to open a business. You can't really get a liquor license. You can't. Do you know what it takes for a black person to get a liquor license now? And a 4 a.m. And then, Riis, if you get it, You can't really tell nobody because the listening to this, brother, is the reason that I wanted to create Obsidian. Where can you win as a black person in Illinois? And like, where? Tell me the black people that can win in entertainment. So the man opens the business. The city is on him because you know he opened up in Lincoln Park and them people was like, what that doing on the nag up here? He said he was in court 14 months out of 16. He has no protection from the element that everybody is asking for. He becomes the enemy. Instead of, like, if that Riis was a white business and that started happening, they would come to their aid and assist. They would put a police detail. They would do all of the things to protect that. And then on top of it, the people who take him out, his own people. I think there's a lot to unpack in this. Riis, there's the issue of, remember those 60-year laws that they was talking about? Remember how the Department HUD said that they put the laws in place that they put the laws in place for housing that are based on racial discrimination? So is the policy enforcement. And so I want to talk about this. How do we manage this situation? Like, he can't even call the police, Riis, to protect his business. And then he got to protect his business from his own people.
Gotta be like that sometimes, you know.
Why open a business though? Like, why? Then why? Like, why? You open a business because you have a dream, you have a passion, you have a vision. And just think, we lost an entrepreneur who had the money to open up at 2500 North Ashland in Lincoln Park. And he went to open it up for black people, but not in his own neighborhood because he was concerned about what would happen in his neighborhood. So he took it up north, and they took it and found him and screwed him. Who gives him his money back? What happens to his investment? Should he continue to invest in business in Chicago? Did he employ people?
I mean, maybe he should. He could probably take this as like a lesson to where he see next time his protocols. And he didn't say it was all black people. He just said, it was some black people come up there.
He didn't say all, but
yeah.
But who are we going? So who is the victim here? Because nobody is going to care about him as the business owner and his loss. You saying he could take it as a learn?
No, I'm just saying, like you said, starting to like another business. I'm saying, like, if he does, learn how to protect your investment. Not saying that it's
so. If I say no jeans, if I say no sagging, if I say no gold chains, if I say no none of that, right? If I say you can't wear no t-shirts, no athletic wear, no twerking on the tables. But right now
that's your rules, and that means that you're looking for a certain type of people, and you want to cater to those people, which is nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. You had a dream and aspiration of starting a business, and it's your vision. And if this is what you want, then I go into a couple of places, and they tell me, "Hey man, no hat or no do rag." I'm either gonna take the hat off, take the do rag off, or find somewhere else to go. Like I'm not gonna storm. Hey, what
happens to? But then what happens to the person that come back and shoot outside?
I mean,
no, and I'm just saying.
At that point, you actually pray for that person, because if you went outside to get a gun because someone just explained to you their rules and no hats, no jeans, no scarves, and you I'm finna go shoot up the place, then that person needs prayer or something.
But your business is gone. You don't regardless of what he do. Your business suffers the process. I want to talk about this. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Who is the issue? Where does the issue lie? So here goes and again, who pays for the security? Him, right? Correct. His business. So it's an extra cost for me to do business with my people, to destroy my business. And then at the end of the day, guess what? Ain't nobody sending no collection plate to him.
Correct.
Nobody. So I done hired. Mm-hmm. This is all the cost of doing business, right? So I open up with a budget of, and here's the challenge for a black person. To do business as a black person, you got to double tax. You got a tax from the city who trying to shut you down, and you got to double bulletproof yourself. So now at my nice place where you should be able to have dinner and a movie, I got to hire the Hulk with a gun just to protect myself from my own people. Yep. Yo, let's talk about this when we come back. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. DJ Riis the Ruler will be back after these messages. But give us a call, 872-259-7474. Where and when can we have something? Like, what's the nicest joint we got? Like, what's the nicest? What is the nicest and the newest? Because guess what? Most of the time, somebody black owns something. If they trying to keep it, they don't want you to even know they got it. What do we have that we value? Like, what do we feel like is in our neighborhood that we got to protect?
Call in and blow some more spots, y'all. Come on, call in and name some more.
But here's my thing. Think about the gravity of that. Think about the fact that you don't want to tell the address because you don't want everybody to know, because you can't be sure that you have anything that anybody will cherish or protect. You think about it. You think about why, and quite frankly, that is why I am saying members only. Right? That's why you ain't seeing no addresses. That's why you not, because guess what? That's why it's got to be an interview. That's why I got to be like, who are you and where you come from? Because we don't all share the same values. And again, you have a dream to open a business. And now in the plan, your business plan, you have to put the black factor. Which I'm not saying you don't. But again, why do that helps? That right there should help you understand why stuff is behind bulletproof glass. Why people come in and say, you know what, we gonna open up a joint that's gonna make it. Look, we ain't give you no amenities. That's why that's why you got a hole in the walls. That's why when you go to your bars, that's why you're going somewhere north. Because don't nobody want to invest in a place when you gonna pee on the floor. When you gonna carve it up, when you gonna put holes in the seats? Why should I invest in giving you something nice when you gonna tear my joint up? You're not gonna even take care of it. And so we look around, and then you find yourself, because you don't care about the one you got in your own neighborhood, so what used to be the bomb, they just be like, man, don't worry about that toilet. Don't worry about that bathroom. You go to the places that the other people go to, Riis, there's an attention to detail. They be like, when you go in the bathroom, we want to have, you don't see 6 different, because by the time you trying to run your business, now you done had to change. You can't invest in the toilet because you got to pay now $20 an hour for 4 security guards to guard a place that only holds 20 people. And it's like, you don't want to tell nobody about a spot, because then you tell them and it's going to blow it up. And then you like, damn, so it can't. So then the business owner, who typically would rely on word of mouth traffic and having, don't want you to tell nobody, because you ain't going to, who's going to protect it? You tell me, where do we have a brand new nice place where people can go convene? You ain't even got really a nice restaurant on your side of town. Then you drive on Milwaukee and it's 100 restaurants on one strip, and you say, how do all of these restaurants survive right here?
And when you go to them places, you see how they say no this, no that. You can't do this. You can't.
But then we'll call it racism.
I mean, that's true, but then you'll see they business.
Reason I just want to say, we done had this argument right here about the do-rag at the restaurant.
For sure.
Right? We have had the argument about, man, you need to dress a certain way. And it's like, it's a reason that people try to put these constraints in place without saying it. But my man is just like the plight of a black business owner trying to do business. And then when you try to even go take it somewhere else, you become the ops to the neighborhood. Like, when does somebody say, man, Joe, we don't want to mess this up? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is this real? I mean, and how do you exist in black business? Call us back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Oh, man, I'll be honored. Giving honor to God. Hey, man, on Sunday morning, it's early, so we got to give honor to God.
Yes, sir.
The good word for today is don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes in our life, in our walk, in our days, in our journeys, we find a way to just worry about so many things. And we just want to encourage you today that those worries is God's responsibility. It's God's responsibility, because at the end of the day, what we worry about, most times we can't handle.
Yes.
And we would agree together, we can't handle it, so we have to give it to God. That's his responsibility. And our job is to simply believe.
Yes.
Simply believe. When we believe, the Bible says all things are possible.
Come on through here.
I better leave that alone. I feel my seat
already. You feel it?
coming.
So be anxious for nothing. Even the Bible says don't worry about anything in Matthew 6:33. Don't worry about anything, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these other things be added unto you. So we're here to encourage you.
I'm so glad that the Lord, he keeps on blessing. Y'all, I must say, every day, he's making a way. Ooh, keep on blessing me. Blessed in the city, blessed in the field, even when you come and go. I'm so glad that the Lord keeps on blessing me. Y'all, I must say, in spite of, he just keeps on. Yeah, keep on blessing me. Oh, keep on blessing me. Blessing me. Blessing me. In spite of me, he keeps on blessing me. Blessing me. I don't deserve it. He keeps on blessing me. Blessing me. All the time. He keeps on blessing me. Blessing me. Lord, we need you. Lord, we need you. Lord, we need you. Can't make it unless you. We need need you to stop it. Come on and stop it. Do it every day, every hour. Come on and do it. Do it for us now. Somebody in a hospital, somebody down, don't feel too well, but bless us now. In the name of Jesus.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis, the rule on the ones and twos. We heard the story of a black businessman who his business just closed. Dinner and a movie. North Side, black dude, opened up. Rashad Bailey opened up his dream, entrepreneurial vision, and found out, like many black business owners, that your dreams are your dreams. Don't nobody else care about your dream. It is, what can you do? As long as your dream is your dream.
Protect it at all costs.
And yeah, I was just thinking about, like, can we? Riis, I was thinking about 75th Street. When they tried to create the black district, why does it seem like we can't? And honestly, Riis, it is those moments are really the reason why so many people I know who are invested in entertainment don't want to put their money in it. It's one of the main reasons that we can't get investors. Like, like a lot of the restaurants and stuff, when you see them on these young white entrepreneurs have these restaurants, they got big backers who got big money to help them acquire all of the stuff, and they help them bring their vision to life. I have pitched so many opportunities, and nobody black wants to invest, or really white wants to invest in black entertainment. So if you pay attention, most black entertainment is controlled by white people. Where do you go see all the black artists? City Winery. You don't see nobody performing on 43rd Street. You don't see black artists coming to perform in Riis. One of the visions that I've had of Obsidian is to be able to have a venue where we can be on our own joint, sitting down, listening to our own artists. How can I give you After 7 on the south side of Chicago? How do I compete with City Winery when I got to pay less? You going to treat my joint less, and then I got to worry about who comes. So then I say I want to do, then if I tell you, Riis, I want to open up a place and it's $200 a month, you say $200 a month, what am I getting? Security. My cost of doing business with black people ain't the same. Soho don't got to pay for no security. Because when you go to Soho, you're going to be on your best behavior. You can't get in.
So what's wrong with us setting them boundaries?
Riis, I remember you fought me on them boundaries a few months ago. Riis, don't come to my joint with no, if I want to wear my FU shirt with da-da-da-da-da, I'ma do it. And it don't mind your business. I came to pay. I'm paying the way I want to pay, and you don't look at my shirt. Serve me my food. Well, if I can't enforce a rule, if I can't say, look, no jeans, so if I say no jeans, no sagging, no long chains, right? Because no white t-shirts. Who gonna tell me I can't come? So now I want to keep my joint nice. If I say, man, fam, I don't want the people sitting next to you, it's like when you was up at the top of the rooftop and you sitting there and you know that the people blowing one. And you like, come on, man. You don't say, and that's at the white folks joint. At your joint, man, bro, if I tell somebody, man, we had a joint, I'm like, man, dog, y'all just gonna roll up right here? Y'all just gonna roll up right here. Y'all see all these people walking right by here. How do we get to a point if, I mean, and I'm just saying, like, you think about when I was talking about the whole Chicago cut and being like, man, we go because I want it to be a nice level chatter. I don't want to be like, girl, No, I don't want everybody twerking on my tables. How dare he come out and tell you that they can't twerk? You played the music. I should get on the table if I want to. And now he's closed. Because he had dinner in the movie visions and you decided you was going to do what you wanted to do. F dude, who going to stop me? Man, I would like for you to come to my place with a collared shirt and you go to Jamaica and they tell you to show up at the restaurant that you done pay. Guess what? You dress the way they tell you. If I say I want a dress code, now I'm discriminating. Well, maybe what I'd like to do is make sure that the people who want to share my dream and my vision have the opportunity, not the people who could give a flying F. If it's dinner in Blanc, you gonna show up the way they tell you. You gonna go buy your King Silver and try to show off so you could take some social media pictures and then blow up the man's business. He wanna open up a dinner in a movie. I need security for dinner in a movie? I need security for dinner in a movie. Think about that. Now let that be the concept of Jimmy White. Guess what? His dinner in a movie his budget ain't $2,000 a month for security. So guess what he can do? Buy nicer movie screens. He can invest in making sure that the bathrooms look nice. He can hire more staff. But if he got to say, man, fam, I got to argue with you because I asked you to put on a t-shirt to look a certain way. Look, man, F your dreams. Go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. How do we protect our black businesses? How do black businesses thrive in today's environment?
Well, first of all, good morning, Maze.
Good morning.
This is Hope.
Hope! What's up, though? Hope, you about to... Hope, I'm scared, man. You know, when you get to talking, you be...
The message was given by the police commander who came to his business and said, essentially, how dare you come into my neighborhood and do business? I will legally bankrupt you by auditing the hell out of you. And in auditing the hell out of him, they put the resources of the city to him, a successful black man, Rashid Bailey, who had taken out numerous loans to establish a successful business. Now he's facing bankruptcy. How will he pay back those loans now? The frustration of this man is tenfold. And remember, there are always black people that assist in this process. The superintendent of Chicago Police, do you think he would have told this commander, hey, back off, give this man all the assistance that he needs to protect that business and make sure that it's run successfully?
No,
I'm pretty sure it didn't happen.
Of course,
I'm pretty sure it didn't happen. But the reverse side of this is this: even when we try to run a business in our own neighborhood, we're faced with redlining. We don't get the loans. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. What is the solution? I don't know. But I do know that Rashid Bailey nightmare has only begun.
Dang, Hope. That's not very hopeful, but I appreciate the call.
Well, but that's the reality. How is he going to pay back those loans of that successful business that he had operating up there in Lincoln Park?
Man, bro. Thank you, Hope. I didn't even think about I didn't even think about the loans, but like that's so. So think about this. To open up the business, he had to take out loans. He had to do a lot of different stuff whose responsibility is it to protect his business? Now, let me tell you, what ideally happens is the alderman says, we are proud to welcome dinner and a movie to the community. A lot of times we got to sneak in. So you don't, you go, you get your deal, you sneak in, you get in, and you open up and you hope that especially if you're opening up in a white area. Right? Now let me say, if that was a crab boil restaurant, not owned by Rashad Bailey, and all of those things were happening, the local community would rally around the business and say, we don't want crime in our neighborhood. Did you hear my man when he said, when FBG Duck got killed on Oak Street, they didn't say it was the Fendi store's problem. They was like, there was a shooting on Oak Street and the resources went to protect the store. They didn't even say the store's name because they didn't want to hurt the business. So now you got your people eating you from the inside and giving you the opportunity to be screwed by the white people on the outside who don't want you to open up no dinner in a movie, because even if you a dressed up black person, they saying, what you doing bringing all these cars to our neighborhood? They hung up. What you doing bringing all these cars to our neighborhood? Dressed up. Don't let it be the non-dressed up. And it's like, no one will care about the businessman. No one. And he just told you he up to a red state. Tell me when is who is the thriving black small business and entertainment? Tell me where's the black restaurant, and you can't open it up really on Riis, we love to dance. Where can you go dance? A hole in the wall? Where can you go and get have you ever been to these nightclubs downtown? These people it look like Miami. Which is why because they can't have, because if you build something nice in your own neighborhood, guess what? They want to carve on the tables. They want to twerk. Family, this is not a twerking restaurant. This is not a twerking venue. Even if I played the twerk song, sit in your chair. Don't twerk. Don't get on the table and feel like it's your will. And this goes to I believe y'all told me that twerking was a culture. I was like, it's a dance. It's not a culture. No, it's a culture. No, it's a dance. Like, literally. And anytime it is something that we don't want to do, sometime when we want to act, then we turn it into, we've legitimized it. Regardless of how many times, what happened to my man's restaurant in Texas? Didn't it shut down? So regardless of how many times our own behavior shuts our own joints down, we want the right to shut our own joints down. And then be mad when the white folks say, no more Chuck E. Cheese for y'all. You can't have a Chuck E. Cheese with a bar in the city. You get the half-ass pizza. You get the half-ass service because guess what? I can't tell you. I want to thank everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Man, Calvin tried his best to turn E2 and Epitome into the nicest restaurant ever. He had visions, Riis, of having a fine dining restaurant, brought in chefs, the whole thing. Do you know the brothers would not let it be? They would not let him. You could not get them to let the brother grow and become like all the other white restaurants and everybody else. And he had all the tools in the toolbox. The city was like, you got to go. So much so that they was willing to kill people. But can I tell you what? How did it start? They was pepper spraying upstairs in a fight. You ain't seen nothing like E2, that big, that large, no large gathering spots for black people in the city, nowhere. Nowhere. Where? The ocean. But that ain't, they went and bought a warehouse. And then say, let it, I'm not gonna trip on that. But again, Riis, you go down in the West Loop, you go to Texan Taco Bar, you go to it's 1,200 people in the restaurants, eating, drinking, listening to music, and you know what you see? Black people dispersed in there, quiet, chilling, cause they want to be able to sit out. Cause where can we sit outside, Riis? Where's our rooftop? All of the South Side. What rooftop you sitting on? Where you going to get a drink out south? The burbs. Where you going to get something super nice? Where they make the cocktails. You got to go out to Reggie's joint out in Homewood. Can we have it? Do we deserve it? And you know what? You know you ain't. You already know. We already saw we can't have nothing nice. You know how it's gonna go? Because somebody gonna prove that they ain't got to follow no type of rules. So then when you mad because you can't, because Teddy can't stay open. Soon as you put a nightclub together, if you do want to have a nightclub, you can't do it because guess what? Nobody says if we do this, it's going to mean we don't have a place. That's why y'all need to join Obsidian. Members only. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP, media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP, media's just for you and me.
Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Riis the Ruler, Maze Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding. So go on, make my payments. Ha 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 ha. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them ha 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 ha. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it ha 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 ha. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them ha 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 ha. Look, Hey, check it out. First drug lord was President Nixon. Oval Office was the trap house where he was tipping. Got the drugs from Nicaragua and gave us crack. Declared war on blacks. Man, tell him to cut the check and tried to make it seem like a revolution. CIA was the corner boys for distribution. We could tear this country in half for retribution. But I'd rather get some restitution, so tell him to cut the check. John Singleton, man, he already told y'all. He broke it down for you when he made Snowfall. They locked us all up and created whole laws. So send a message like a cold call. Tell them to cut the check. Look, we built this city. We built this city back. Put this country together and gave him hella aid. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Over 400 years. Been punching the clock, but yeah, we still ain't got paid. Look, they paying the immigrants. They paid the Jews. Executive orders, man, they made the rules. I want my 40 acres, you can save the mule. Cause as of right now, we getting played for the fool. Look, for sterilization, Tuskegee experiment, Rosewood, Japanese internment. Come on, was all paid out from the government. We waiting on our turn, we definitely earned it. So make my payment ha 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 ha. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them ha 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 ha. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it ha 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 ha. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them ha 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 ha. Not no stimulus checks, just run the bread, make it ha. Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Riis the ruler, Maze Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the fact, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the ruler. And we are talking about dinner and a movie. He basically said what we don't like to talk about. I think in our super woke society, I remember Chris Rock years ago said, it's black folks and you got niggas. It's black folks and you got niggas. And I think a lot of black people recognize that. I think we got so woke and so self-righteous and so extra victimization that bad behavior became acceptable. Like, we've excused bad behavior, like, so much so that I don't be knowing, can you say, I do remember the twerk debate, right? And just really being exasperated at the concept that we really can't believe that there's not a place where certain things are just not appropriate. Because you pay for a meal does not mean that you got the right to come disrespect the mood that I'm trying to create. It is my business. And I do have a right to create an environment. And if I play, just like if I play, you can wear whatever you want, but I don't have the right to physically assault you, even if you got on whatever it is, I have the right. And this brother was trying to create a vibe and environment he was the victim of internal and external. The institutional racism play, yes, they did not want him in the neighborhood. And the one thing you hope is that, you know how when you have a party at your house and you be like, all right, everybody leave quiet. Like, don't disturb my neighbors. It almost feels like there's people who universally understand that, and then it's going to be the people that be like, F your neighbors. And you be like, dog, I live here. And they be like, man, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And we make excuses for those people, and there is nobody that is going to help this brother come back. He done lost whatever money and savings and everything that he put in, and guess who's going to have the excuse for it? Guess what we gonna make the excuse for? The people who was Instagramming on the table at his place. I'm making that up. But we'll cover for that. And we'll blame the white racism instead of saying, we know this brother done built him a place where these white folks ain't gonna want you over here. So please, family, help me stay here. Help me help you have a place to be. If he got 300 to 600 people coming, then somebody was enjoying what he provided. Guess what? So Riis say, pay for more security. Okay, well, I got you. Am I going to get more staff? Where does that money come from? Oh, he got it?
No, yes, when you charge it, it's always inflation, charge on inflation.
And then y'all be like, what I get?
You get to come in.
I hear you. I hear you, but now, okay, again, we know, here we go ignoring reality. You only gonna pay black people so much for what they got. Who does nigga think he is charging us an extra $20? A $20 search because I gotta pay for security. Man, that ain't my problem. Now I gotta charge you an extra $25 because $25 on top because my insurance is different. I mean, you pay it. Well, now I gotta pay extra. Now the police done put a plan, action plan in place that requires me to pay for a lawyer. Pay it. Okay, that's another $10 per customer. So now my $10 movie has the black tax of $30, and now I'm selling you a $10 ticket for $30, and the first person that's gonna be like, who you think you pay? I ain't paying no $30 to come with your lil. Sir, I just like to keep my man, mind your business. Ma'am, your shirt's offensive to the people who are here with their children. Man, tell them kids to keep their eyes down. Who do we respect in our neighbor? What do we have that we respect? And so the man, and just understand the man, so you got a black entrepreneur who is catering to black people, but he got to take his joint out of the neighborhood. So the economic development that could come ain't even going to benefit the people who going to use it. Because we all know that we don't want to put it there. You know why he didn't put it there. He told you why he didn't open it up on the south side. But now you wondering why everybody always leave the South Side. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I mean, Riis, where do black people go to be entertained? To white people or to a hole in the wall? We have normalized the hole in the wall, the substandard, and I didn't even call it substandard, but we have normalized a 70s bar in 2020. That's what. So when you leave out and you be like, wait a minute, they have toilets that flush? You mean to tell me that they have built this bathroom to be an oasis? You mean that they have put thought and detail into every bit of this? What I'm going to do that for? Why am I going to invest in the art? You ain't going to take care of it. Just a call, 872-259-7474. Maybe I'm crazy. Probably Rashad Bailey is too. But I think y'all better read that story and understand why you don't have people do. And you know why he did dinner in a movie? Because they won't let a black person open up a club. Go to the live line. Call you on the Mace Jackson Show. How do we build businesses? How do we survive? How do we thrive in our neighborhoods?
Oh, hi. Good morning, Mace. I think people ain't calling in because probably everybody's really sad. It just really almost brings me to tears. It's really, really horrible. And, I don't know. I don't know what it is about some of our people that this happens. It's something that is lacking, and I think it goes. I know people hate to hear it, but it goes way back because we've been. It seems like it's getting worse, but we've sort of been doing this forever. So, it's just something about our people. And I just feel so sorry for him. I wish that he had told, maybe put this out sooner, and maybe he could have got some help. Where people would have came in to help him, organizations to help him keep this place open. So it's just really, really sad. And, you summed up everything. And I agree with everything. And I know most people that on this on your station agrees to. It's just I don't know what we're gonna do. Really, I don't. But I guess we got to start somewhere. But anyway, that's what I have to say. Thank you, Maze. Bye bye.
Thank you, Katie. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Do y'all understand this? How hard it is to run a black business in a black neighborhood? Much less trying to take it up to a white neighborhood to keep it. You try to protect it. And then you find yourself the enemy. You got two enemies. You got the enemy outside who don't want you to be there. And then you got the enemy who comes inside and be like, F your couch. And I just want y'all to put this in perspective because this is a loop. We got calls? It's a loop. If we not going to respect our own joint, we ain't going to have our own joint. And the white folks going to be like, you can't come in. Then we going to be talking about they was racist because they said no jeans, no gym shoes, no. Yeah, y'all got to see it. You got to see it. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Riis, go to the live line. Call you on the Mace Jackson Show.
Good morning, Mace Jackson.
Oh,
Byron here.
I know. Oh, Byron, go ahead. Come on. Tell us about us.
You're finally coming home. You're finally coming home. You're finally coming home, dude. Because, security is a very important thing. Anybody who wants to go to any establishment needs security. The people who are there working and the people who are coming to enjoy the audience of the business. Everybody needs security. And these people, some people, okay, I got to calm down. Some people just don't want to follow the rules, man. You know it. You talk about twerking on the top of the cars and stuff. How does that make us look? When people see that, they get a certain perception of us. And perception is everything. You know that, Maze. Perception is everything. How you get your dollars is based on perception sometimes. Now, I mean, it's heartbreaking, but we can have the same thing in our communities if we just follow the rules. It's like a stop sign. If everybody just run through the stop sign, it's going to be chaos. No one will come to that area, come through that stop sign because they said no one is stopping. Nobody's following the rules. Remember Nimbus? Nimbus was a disco on the south side. Nice venue. Then people come there and want to make their own rules. There were rules set forth when they started opening the business. And then as time goes on, people say, well, I should be able to do this. I should be able to do that. They don't want to follow the rules. I'm not saying anything bad about people, but some people just don't follow the rules, man. And you got to be secure. Who wants to go any place that's not secure? If we start putting these damn criminals in jail and keep them in jail, we can have some security. But we don't want to have the people in charge do that. The people in charge aren't doing it for us. I told you about this damn crime. Crime is keeping us back because we're not secure. We can't. The girls can't hopscotch on the sidewalks. The guys can't play softball in the park. We can't do nothing. And we always still run into white folks. I don't blame the business people who said, you know what, I'm gonna hire a white businessman to open my white business my black business in the white area. That's what happened in the past. You heard those stories before. They had joints where black people pay white managers to run their business in white neighborhoods, so they won't get the scrutiny that this brother got. And sometimes you got to go and work with the community too. Before he opened that damn store, he should have went to the people and say, "Hey, what is this viable?" To try to get a vibe of what's going on. Racism don't leave us; it's always with us from the time we came here until now. But it doesn't stop us from making deals to make our situation better. So I'm not blaming him for this all on him, but I'm just saying that we got people in our own neighborhood who do not want to follow the rules so we can prosper. We got to be able to prosper. We are doomed, man. I told you before, that's why I get disconsolate. I hear the same thing blaming on white racism. Every damn thing white racist. How about Madigan? Was he a white racist? Was he a white supremacist? How about Pritzker? He's one too. And Dick Durbin, he's one too. They do nothing for us. But we don't complain about them because nobody got Big D next to their name. We got to do for ourselves, but we got to have people follow the rules, man. You know it. All this dress. You got dress code, you got dress code. It's just simple. Everybody follow dress code, but some people say, well, it's racism because I should be able to wear what I want to wear. No, that's the dress code. What's wrong with looking good at times? And send an image to other people and the community that, hey, this establishment is following the rules. Hey, we can let them stay there. We're not gonna push them out or anything. It's like all the lounges, the lounge. They got rid of all those lounges. We needed those lounges for meeting places. They got rid of them because people think, oh, it's a bad image of one. Not all businesses are the same. And of course, it hurts my heart to hear the story. But I just know we're doomed. Don't you think we're doomed?
Byron,
I know you can't say it, Byron, but I know you can't say that.
No, Byron, I just, so let me say this. I can't say we're doomed. I feel like we gotta see the reality of it. It's like there is kind of like how we think it should be and what the practical applications of what this is. Like, man, I'm just sitting here thinking like, who cares about what happens to him? Like, I'm telling you this story, and he's going to be out of business and living in Texas somewhere talking about he got the turkey leg hut part 2 down in Houston, and we're going to be like, damn, how did the movie and diners work in Houston but didn't work in Chicago? And it's like we still ain't got, they are building bars and nightclubs all down Michigan Avenue, all over the places where we used to be, and we can't see that we don't got none of it. And it's like hey Joe, when Calvin had E2, Do you understand the ickies and the projects and everything was right around it? But when he said you got no jeans, no gym shoes, you got to look a certain way, everybody followed it. We had heroes. We had those places, and when we did follow the rules, then they used the other tools that this brother is talking about to put him out of business. When they couldn't get Calvin because the brothers respected the joint, now I'm gonna tell you, he had people like Pierre, etc., that was like the brothers was like, I don't care who you are, you ain't doing nothing within 2 blocks of this joint. Because we ain't having no problems. And so whether you was folks, whether you was a vice lord, whether you was a black soul, whatever you was, whether you was before you ever had a problem outside, they dealt with it and said, we're going to protect this oasis. And when they couldn't stop it, and the man built a restaurant and was trying to take us to upscale, then they used the building department, and they used that fight that happened in there. They leveraged us against him to put him out of business. One fight, they let 23 people die. If you watch that, they could have opened the door and the people would have fell out. So when they couldn't get him out of the Michigan Avenue, which now they're building that corridor, they call it Motor Row. Now, you just watch this happen. They killed that boy in the cradle. But we helped him off the cliff on this case. Byron, I'm not going to say there's no hope. I'm going to say we got to look at this stuff and be like, we got to put it in perspective. Yo, you ain't hurting the white folks by being disrespectful in the joint, because they going to just make it where you can't come. And then tell you can't go nowhere. And guess what? Then all them same people that ran old boy out, there's going to be a dinner and a movie, a white version in Lincoln Park, and they going to thrive. Now he ain't coming to the hood to do it. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Thank you, Byron. I appreciate your call, but I'm not gonna say it ain't no hope. But I'm saying, y'all, we gotta get this was what I'd be like, where's our morals? Like, what do we care about that it ain't the white man's fault? Like, the white man was gonna put that black dude out of business, and we was like, well, let's grease the skids. Go to the live line. Call you on the Mace Jackson Show.
Good morning, Maze. Good morning, Riis. This conversation is so needed. Thank you for having your finger on the pulse. We need to talk about this, and it's unfortunate that young man did not, like Katie said, reach out, let us know he was suffering in silence. He mentioned his business was only open for 14 months. He was in court for 18. That's ridiculous. They railroaded him. But we also helped him. Black is not respected. It's not respected by whites. It's not respected by blacks. And it's unfortunate that we cannot just come together and get along and help each other up. We want to be an anchor on somebody's ankle and pull them down, because we don't see them having it. We don't see us having it. So nobody's going to get it. And like Byron said, we had tremendous. We had joints that we could go to, and then they all dissipated. My son is 32. Nice young man, respectable young man, and his friends, they don't wear their pants sagging. They dress appropriate. They go up north, and it's a black bouncer on the white establishment not letting them in. But he's doing a side deal. Dude, we'll let you in if you give me $400. I'll let you in. And then I got to still go in and buy a bottle and this, that, and the third. You doing this to me? And I'm seeing everybody else walk past me, and I'm dressed appropriately? This is why we don't respect each other. We're forever gatekeeping for the white man, keeping us out, and then when we get something, we want to come in and we want to dog it. We want to say, you shouldn't have this. Case in point, out here in the Southland, we're real thirsty for establishments that 30 and up can go to, right? And I'm going to say 30, I'm going to lower it to 30. Really, I'm looking for 40 and up. So we have a new establishment out here in Glenwood, shameless plug, called Chug-a-Lug. The Indians came in, they saw a need, and they built a great establishment. It even have a rooftop. What are you overlooking? Cornfields? But they have a rooftop. It's 3 levels. They have a basement of just gaming, that miniature bowling ball. I've never seen that before. Old school games in the basement. Okay, see, there you go. And so on the main level, you have the dining room. On the top, you have the rooftop where they play live music. They got a fireplace going, and you can smoke cigars. But they got security. They got security on every level. When you come through the door, you show your ID. You show your ID. After 7 o'clock, you have to be 30 years old. Before that, children can come for lunch, dinner, or whatever. But after that, you have to be 30 years old. So I don't know the quick fix for this, but we have to, stand strong because those people just hijacked that young man's idea. Like you said, we're going to see a dinner and a movie in his establishment. If I was him, I would go in and I would strip everything down to the studs. You're going to recreate this on your own dime. You're not going to do this with my things that's up in here. And we just bankrupt him. So I thank you for this because we need to talk about this and we need to get ourselves together and start acting right. Thank you. That's all I had to say.
Thanks, Cassandra. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Man, this brother is out of business. Let's take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, I'm going to take your calls. How do we protect black businesses? What they say, well, we got is sports and entertainment. Right? We don't even control entertainment. Our own entertainment. Like, you got to build some joints to be... It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like May said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. We done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't. You don't like that? Yeah, I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right. Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning. And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:35 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area's traffic and weather report. We head over to the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop is now 36 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 28. On the Edens, Deerfield to the Exchange, 43 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 34. Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 47 minutes. Back to Thorndale will be 34 minutes. Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 39 minutes. Outbound will be 32. The Bishop Ford inbound will be 36 minutes. Outbound 32. The Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive, both directions is still locked in at 8 minutes. Today's weather, it is currently 73 and partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 83 with a low of 70. I'm Riis the Ruler. That's Throwback with Steve Stone on the Maze Jackson Show.
The day that we first met, let's throw back. I never will forget. Let's throw back to when we fell in love. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Is it just me? Don't you miss those nights, sexing on the beat? Playing Isley Brothers in between the sheets. And now we're taking flights from London to Belize. And we're popping bottles, endless shopping sprees. Still sexy as can be. I knew you're still the only one for me. Yeah. I'm feeling lucky as can be. I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Yeah. To the day that we first met, let's throw back. I really wanna know. Yeah. Let's throw back. Let's go back. Let's throw back. Let's go. I wanna throw back.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the rule on the ones and twos, and it is we are talking about Mr. Rashad Bailey and Dinner in a Movie. Young black entrepreneur. Talked about the racism, corruption, and the 60-year laws that have been in place that really prevent black folks from being successful in the entertainment business. Now, Riis, granted, the man took his business to the north side because he said he didn't want to be in the hood because he knew it was going to be issues. Said, obviously, he was doing well. He had 600 people booked for this weekend when he found out that his business was shut down. He complained about the internal and the external. He said it was savages. I remember when people used to brag about being savages. Like, it was like about that savage life and all that good stuff. And I remember that was when I first heard about savage life was when the young people came on and talked to me when the little girl, when Tyshawn Lee got killed. And they was like, oh, yeah, man, it's the savage life. Anybody can get it. And we've now gotten to a point where I do ask, I know we didn't like, it's cool to talk about super predators in a negative way, but have we gotten to a point where we just don't, like, we don't have a respect for our own stuff? I think it's crazy to me that this man, y'all know, it's you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. So you go put something in a white neighborhood and you be like, man, family, y'all know I'm up here around these white people. They don't really want me to be up here. You know they don't want to be up here. I like it. Obviously, you like it because you done came up here. But you're not going to protect it. This man opened 16 months, in court 14. The alderman, how about this? Before they even put the sticker up, the alderman told the community, I got rid of that ninja. Now, you think about it, Riis, how can dinner and a movie be a bad thing? That's a date night. How does date night turn into, well, because if I think it's okay for me to twerk at date night, at the table, at dinner and a movie, tell me how twerking implies, how does twerking work at dinner and a movie? I'm not saying that's what happened. But I guess my question is, what do you have to do to get people to respect your vision in your space? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. And who cares about Rashad? Because nobody really cares. Like, we talking about it on the show, but, it'd be like, people be like, hey, man, that was your dream. That was your money. You spent it. Man, you should have did better. Do better next time. Do better next time. Nigga, it ain't no next time.
We should reach out to him and say.
We should. Let's see if we can get to him. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. But think about this. I do wish that, this goes to black media, too.
And then we just had something. Then we had something on your show where it was an event where the aldermen kept calling or something like that, and it was like they must have like a DJ, and you had two or three people talk. Like, how's that place? Remember, it's kind of like that place, right? Remember, it was something that they kept having call in and calls, and then you had like the two people calling in talking about one of them said this and they had approved this. You know what I'm saying? So,
you talking about
you know what I'm talking about, though,
the
right?
place up in 8th Ward.
Is it Nipsey or something?
Nipsey.
Is it Nipsey?
Yep.
So it's kind of like, so you already, that's another.
But again, damn if you, so here you go. So Teddy Teddy started downtown and then got pushed out of downtown and went to South and was told to get out of the South Side. This dude say, well, I'm going to beat that. I'm going to go up here. But I ain't even going to have a club. I'm going to have dinner and a movie. Now, and then here's what you see. Cassandra nailed it on the head. So because we don't have no place, and because Riis, my security cost is more than my food cost, I don't have that investment to do all of that. I'm trying to grow. Cassandra says, as always, another group sees the hole in our community. Because now you got upscale black folks that can't get a place to do their own, but then an Indian community comes in and puts everything. You notice how when you go to like a Arab store, when they say, look, let's give them everything they ain't got. And then we patronize that. Like they know Black Bennies. Shout out to my man Eddie, right? Like Eddie builds the type of stuff in the neighborhood that we want. We can't do that. And so now, here you see the same process happen where the black community runs you out. And then let me tell you, and somebody said when I said Oceans is not owned by black people. But you know what they did was they went to an office park, Riis, or they understood their audience. And so they said, okay, if we know that the stripper life is the stripper life, let's go to an office park a corporate park where nobody's going to complain because there's nobody there at night. And we're going to put everything in there from lights to couches to you name it. It's going to be off the chain and nobody will mess with it. And so now the biggest joint for black people is what? Somebody of another hue who understood the lack. Shout out to Fife and Deuce, and shout out to all the people that then have created a peripheral world. But I think about all of these guys, we all had to go to white clubs and white club owners to beg them to give us a night. So a Zentra, so all of those, what was the Sound Bar, all of these places where y'all go for y'all one night that have become, they start out as white places built as state of the art. Then when the white folks stop coming, right, then we are able to come and populate. So we're already 5 years behind on the club scene all the time because the only place we really get to go is the places that's left over after white folks done used them up. And then because it ain't no place to go, as soon as it ain't no place for the neighborhood, everybody goes down there. But then once it starts with the influencers. Once the influencers get to the gram, then it becomes the savages. And now you got this eclectic mix, but because it ain't nowhere else to go, but it's okay. Meanwhile, he got to pay more for security than he does for food. Think about that. You open a dinner and a restaurant, and they telling you got to have a security plan for dinner and a movie, which would be racist until the savages come. Then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But we'll call it racism. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Y'all don't want to talk to me today because I'm telling you too much. You're going to be mad at me. Now y'all mad at me. Go ahead. It's a call. It's the Mace Jackson Show.
Yo, man.
Hey. Jake, hold it. The opinions of the callers are not the opinions of the show. The opinions of the callers are theirs and theirs not theirs alone. We are not, the Mace Jackson Show is not responsible for the calls and the calls that the callers make. Jacob Israel, what's up, dog?
Kind. In other words, yeah, that's right. True. But look at it, bro. First of all, hopefully the brother, sat around, thought about it, and will appeal. You know what I mean? Appeal that decision. Because he is absolutely right. His establishment is not the only one that, people been blowing. You know what I mean? They never closed the other ones. And you know how Rush Street is. Used to be, I don't know, I ain't been there in a minute. Rush Street. You know what they used to do? They get stabbed, drink, fall out.
the Lollapalooza, they do all that. But the difference is they target us. And hopefully he appeal. And hopefully some of the politicians get behind him and open his spot up. I wouldn't give up, especially if I'm in debt with loans. Oh, no, I'm not giving up like that. You know what I mean? But hopefully he wouldn't think he was OJ, thinking he was going on the north side, everything was going to be lovely. That didn't even have to happen. They was targeting him from the jump, which is just, you know what I mean, just what it is, man. And we missed, you know what I mean, back in the days, bro, we had, the shot down was bubbling. We had 87th Street, we had 75th, we had the Birdcage, we had it all, Michigan Avenue, the Cotton Club. It was just, I know things have changed, but even back then, it was guys that was about the business, but they was respectful. You know what I mean? I went to the Birdcage one time, man. You know what I mean? Tripping. I was living out west from out east. I meet my cousin over there on 63rd. I see this, happen to see them, whatever. You know, we doing what I do. And we go to the Birdcage or whatever. But did not jump off. The Birdcage, everything. They was worse. If you look at the stats, it was worse back then. If you look at the stats, but the difference is, it's been going on. It's been going on. The St. Valentine murder. You know what I mean? Well, St. Valentine with the Italians. What they do that at the restaurant. So it's nothing new. But what they do, they target us. They're the ones. They're the problems. That brother should have never been closed because it wasn't his fault. What are you going to do? Have security? I'm sure he had security. He's not going to have security walking down the street. And I was on another program yesterday where they was trying to criticize Trump said he wanted to bring in the National Guards. In a way, some people going to agree with that. I mean, so the kids can go to the park, so the kids can go to school, and you know what I mean, in peace and things of that nature. I don't want the brothers to get locked up, but come on, man. Some got to give, man. They was worse back then. They were worse, but they was respectful. They wasn't, you know what I mean? They weren't cowards. You know what I'm saying? If they want you, like I heard this one dude say, man, yo, they would put on a dress, come up and do you, whoever they was looking for. Not grind and just, you know what I mean? They said they had the same kind of guns, man, but they just wasn't targeting just anybody. So hopefully that brother talk to his lawyers, appeal, and get his establishment back open if he wanted. But I wouldn't want to, if he's not welcome there, why he don't want to, he's not welcome. Even if that didn't happen, he's not welcome. But if he want to, hopefully he appeal, get his attorneys and things of that nature, and hopefully he get his establishment back open. And peace to the brother, man. And, everybody in the city, man, love.
Thanks, Jake. We appreciate your call. So this is the thing I think people don't understand a lot of times. Hold on, Riis. When you're a business owner, no matter how people want to look at it, it's a business. It is about profit and loss. It is about you have to make a profit to stay in business, at least break even, or you're going into debt. So there's a point when the math doesn't make sense. My man is like, I got legal fees, 14 months of legal fees. So let's just say you got a retainer on for this because you got ongoing city cases. And let's say that retainer costs you $3,000 a month. Right? Now add to it that you got Lincoln Park rent at, let's say, $4,000 a month. And now let's say you got 2 staff people that you got to pay who you got to pay them hourly, but you want to pay them what they worth, right? So now you paying them $20 an hour. Now on top of that, I got to pay for security and I got to pay for food costs. Now, let me just say, what winds up happening is you say, do I need to keep paying this and going further in a hole? Because now let's say after 14 months of you doing that, you're $5,000 a month in a hole, right? So now I gotta say, Jake says, man, keep fighting. So now I have no income, I have debts, And now I gotta be able to. Now you want me to keep fighting to pay the lawyer and the insurance to keep the. No, Joe, I'm cutting. I'm done. And so now there goes your business. That y'all was like, man, just get security. Wasn't that the answer? Just get some security. Just stay open. Keep fighting. Y'all taking up a collection? Y'all paying the legal fees? Where does that money come from? It's a business. Go to the live line. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Caller? Hello? Caller, are you there? Hello? We got anybody else? Caller, you there? You been on hold. See if you can switch. Caller, stay on. We'll call you. We'll take you in the next call. Get your call.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello? Yeah. So, yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. So you have, in this situation, you have a criminal case, criminal law, and you have civil law. Now, if I'm a club owner or entertainment business, when these guys are in there causing a criminal act, which is rowdiness, disturbance, and they're going to take away my business, I'm going to have a loss. You got to take those guys to court. So that's where the civil court comes in at. I would sue those guys who made me have that loss for that night or maybe lose that club. So, like, even with the E2, those people that was fighting that night that caused those people death, that was a criminal element, but they never got caught. But if they did get caught, then that establishment should be able to sue those people. Now, they don't have any money, but I believe a lot of these cats that come to these clubs, they call themselves ballers. They may even have money. I don't know. If I'm an owner, I would have a device. They do have these devices where they scan your ID, and now you have the people in the club, everybody in the club, the IDs have been scanned. And if those two people start to fight, police come, shut down the place. I done lost $500 for that night. I'm going straight to my attorney. Look, these are the guys that cost me a loss. Let's sue their ass, civil lawsuit. That's how you have to come out to people, because these people walking away, tearing up the establishment, and have no responsibility. We have to make these people accountable. And I think that would change the the dynamics of the situation.
So I would say, thank you, caller. I think that sounds great. But realistically, most of the people don't have a lot, right? So here's the other part. So if I'm a business owner and I have to take 2 hours, or I have to pay my lawyer to sue somebody and show up to court, and said person don't got no money, right? So now I done took half of my day that I'm trying to figure out a way to survive to keep my business open, and you saying go sue JoJo, who was shooting 2 blocks away, or who came into my place. And obviously, if he tearing up my place, he ain't really got a lot of respect for the joints anyway, and probably doesn't have a lot. When you saying sue, what you gonna sue him for? Illegal drug money, right? That ain't on no books. That ain't show. And it sounds good, and everybody be like, oh, well, sue. Suing is not the remedy. You can sue somebody, but if they ain't got insurance to pay it, guess what? You sitting with an empty lawsuit. I oftentimes thinking people think that every business owner is a multimillionaire. Most business owners are struggling. They're trying to make 20% off of everything that they spent over the month. And people be like, oh, well, just do it. You got it? No, you don't. This man probably had, I'm not going to say probably, he put his life savings in, and imagine you got $100,000 and you got $10,000 budgeted a month, but now Riis told me I got to get security for $2,000, so now you at a deficit every month, and every month somebody else is piling something on, and now you got a shooting, so your insurance done went off, and the alderman's job is to have you get ticketed and fined, because what's the game that I taught you? To bleed you. To bleed you. He ain't quitting because I mean, he upset, but he also probably like, damn, do I invest another $100,000? You changing the black people? I really think like you understand this is a whole cycle. And again, let him tell you it's $50 because I got to pay for insurance, security, the business plan, and legal fees. Y'all ain't coming. Y'all are not paying $50 to come to sit in somebody's chair to watch a movie. You going to say, I'm going to Ford City. No, you ain't going to Ford City, but you know what I'm saying. Let me tell you, I'm 50. Let me tell you it's $50 to come watch the movie start because I got to pay for taxes and crime and all that other stuff. Go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hey, what's going on? Good morning, Maze.
What up, James Big Slim Davis?
You know what, brother? I wasn't going to call in because I really don't know what to say. It is a sad story, man. On both parts, you know, it's like the brother was in between a rock and a hard place. I mean, he was getting from both ends. You know, they didn't want him there in the first place. And then, you know, we have certain elements in our community that would just sabotage, just, you know, make things worse for him. I wish you really could reach out to this brother, man, and get him on your show so he could tell his story and help this brother get that letter out. That letter needs to be read on every black station. Honestly, it really needs to be every black station. He needs to read that letter, man, because it's sad. You know, it is really, really, really sad. You know, this brother, then, you know, like you said, it probably was his dream, his life thing. He probably put so much into this, you know, to establish something for us. Of course, he didn't open it up on 75th Street, on 79th Street, and we all know why. So he's taken to a so-called secure area, safer area, where they don't want him there, but he wants to establish something nice for him. And you know, I see this time and time again. I think with a lot of nightclub owners or club owners, where they go wrong, but I understand why they do what they do. You know, they when they first open up, are you guys there?
Are we here?
Hello?
We here.
Okay, when they first open up, it's all in good intentions. You know, you want to cater to a certain crowd, a certain age. But, you know, for most older, like myself, or, you know, who wants to go into an establishment and buy a drink and mingle and socialize, you know, they look at the profit. When you got the younger crowd, the followers, you know, the ones who spend money with no care, come in there and just buy bottles, and they see that money. So they start lowering their standards for the profit. But they lose in the end because that's where the chaos come in. You understand what I'm saying, May?
100%. But here's let me back up, because here's the part that y'all not grasping. Mm-hmm. It's a cycle. So I gotta get the bottle. I gotta get the bottle people, because James, you gonna drink 3 beers for $3.50 each, right? So I'm gonna sell you, or I'm gonna say let's $5. Right. I'm gonna sell you 3 beers for $5, but my mortgage is XYZ thousands. So these guys come in and make my mortgage for the whole month, right? We had a place.
And I understand it.
And so and then it's like in the meantime, the opposition is piling up the bills on you, right? Now let me just take you to Mr. Bailey's story, because I want you to understand how Mr. Bailey's story affects me real quick. So everybody right now is like, Maze, are you going to bring Mr. Bailey on the show? Are you going to call Rashad Bailey to get on the show? Well, guess what? We would probably, if Rashad didn't have to spend $2,000 extra on security, maybe Rashad says, I want to advertise to your audience, Maze, so let me get those people to come. But because he got to spend $2,000 on security, he ain't going to pay. So now Wiftable Media has to be funded out of Maze Jackson's pocket, because we're killing the people who I would be trying to go to solicit to be an advertiser. And then you'll be mad at me, or you'll be mad at him because he can't pay his people $30 an hour. Because because he got to pay the black tax.
Correct.
It's a cycle that
it's
kills
a very
the
hard
whole
It's a
thing.
cycle. So, Mace, what do you think? Honestly, what do you think?
Can I
what
tell
has
you,
to happen?
James? I'm telling you, like, bro, I literally say regularly to myself, why even do it, right? Like, why even, like, my thing is go lobby, take care of yourself. I wake up because I have a passion.
But you know what, man? It's worth it when you think, because it's always just a few. It's always, but that's all it takes. It's just a few.
No, it does
So
not.
I mean, my thing
James. No, it takes
Go ahead.
more than just a few if you're trying to run a business. If you are trying to run a successful business, not a subsistence business that
No. I'm
makes.
saying it only takes a few to destroy that business for everybody else. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. And then as those few come, there's no life raft for you. There's no like, oh, it's like, man, another one bites the dust. Nobody says, well, what do we need to do to protect or sustain our black businesses in entertainment? People be like, on to the next.
But and when you think about it, but eventually, I think the city was who knows? The city was gonna come out there anyway. That's like the brother was in a no-win situation.
You know what? The brother was in a no-win situation. I agree, but can I tell you what changes the no-win situation? Is that you don't do everything that they accuse you of going to do. Like the problem is it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if I advertise to black people and then they Instagram it, then I'm going, right? Like they say, when you come, it's going to be a terrible place. Remember Green Dolphin Street? Remember how Green Dolphin used to be a wonderful place and then we found out about it?
Yeah.
Same neighborhood. And then Green Dolphin went from a live venue jazz place where you went to dinner to a place and they've seen it happen. And it happens over and over and over again. So now...
Okay, mate, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, put yourself in his shoes in that situation. In the beginning, what would you have done to alleviate that? Or is there anything he could have done?
I think... So let me say, I do think that he should have probably, and I don't know what he did. So let me not start there. I think I would have started with the alderman, and trying to get him on. But I think that the challenge is when you open these places, either you go to the alderman and say, I don't want these people coming, so that the alderman knows you're with them. And then they're on board. Right. Or you say, man, I'm going to operate and I'm going to trust that my people are going to do good. I'm going to tell you, he thought that proximity was going to be the solution, right? If I move it away from where it's easily accessible, right? But once the people find out and it's a success, you always got to protect against who comes, right? It's somebody who comes. It's three people that come, and it's one person in that three people that's going to tell somebody that you don't want. And again, part of the whole thing, the reason why we're trying to have Obsidian and be private is so that you ain't got to worry about that, right? But again, think about the fact that if I want to build and I want to do an entertainment place, I cannot associate it with alcohol. I cannot make it public because I will then be deemed a nuisance. So, brother, it's like we damned if we don't, we damned if we do, unless you go live in one of them old, right? And then our options become places that have not been updated since the 1970s. Thanks, James. I appreciate your call. Let's go to the next call, and then we're going to wrap it up. We got anybody else on the line? Okay, we'll take your calls. Give us a call if you got something you want to say about it. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
Good morning, Maze. How are you?
Good morning.
This is Miko.
Hey, Miko. What's going on, sis?
Nothing much. So I was listening concerning the business owner and his issues. So in a way, we're being targeted. So a few businesses that even have little members only like type clubs to where they have events. So I think about the gas stations and the stores that I go to, and this is the truth. So if you have goods and services, right, And I think about other ethnicities that own establishments that serve, you know what I'm saying, goods and services that you go buy, you shop, where they don't need security to keep operating and their businesses are used to it. I don't see them being shut down. I don't see them pretty much getting tickets. I don't see them having security officers out there being told they need security officers. And it looks like a scary environment when you even have to stop to even need to get something, and you will go out of your way to go 2 miles over when the next store is that far because you don't want to stop. What is the difference? Can you tell me? Honestly.
You know what the difference is.
I'm looking for an answer.
Now, you know what the difference is, right? There's two differences, right? I think, and my man said it in the store. He said it in the story. Those locations, they're not necessarily worried about being protected because they ain't worried about the customers or the clientele, right? So as long as they do that in our neighborhoods where there is a lack of concern, or as we saw in The Godfather, they say, feed it to the niggas. They're animals anyway. And that essentially is it. So it's okay to have animalistic behavior as long as you keep it over there. Man, you know where you go. And Miko, you know that in them stores in our neighborhood, they usually, which is the same policy as you see what somebody else said, is they usually hire a guy or somebody plugged from the neighborhood to sit in the store all the time to regulate the people from the neighborhood while they stay behind the glass, right? And then their job is to be like, hey. And then the brother's job is to protect the owners from the people in the community or to be their community.
No. Actually, I'm observing. They look like they slanging too. So this is what I'm saying. So, because I'm actually on my way up to my alderman's office because it's a death trap. So somebody has to do something. I want to see something happen because if I want to stop for gas, I don't feel like I should be pretty much probably caught up in the crossfire of a gun battle. It's because I need to stop for gas to get a gallon or two until I can get to a Sam Club gas station or something like that while we go fill up. You understand what I'm saying? So then I said all of that. So it has to be a way till we fight differently. Just like everybody say, keep fighting. That's coming out of that brother's pocket, especially if we're not collectively garnering around him to help him fight, right? Because all of that crap sounds real good if you're not helping him fight. But at the same time, we know when we're being targeted, right? And we know when people are trying to steal our ideas right from up under us, right? To pretty much make it $1 billion, $1 million, you know what I'm saying, establishment. So with that being said, it's like, where are our officials' responsibility at with all of this that has to come out of the business owner pocket? Or where is the business owner's responsibility? Because some of them are actively participating. I'm watching the gas station owners actively participate. I'm standing in line waiting on to pay because my card is not working, and you kicking the Willy Bobo.
Man, see.
You see where I'm going, and they going behind the counter. They going behind the glass, kicking it with you.
See.
While they pretty much in my way, their car's in my way, holding me up. Why it's hard to get out of your gas station once I come out of it.
And they don't give.
You get where I'm going with that?
Hey, let me tell you, I got a gas station that I go to, and you be thinking in the gas station, like, because it turns into, like, man, Joe, I was finna da-da-da-da-da behind. And you be like, man, I'm about to be in the middle of this gas station. And it feels like they're part of the conspiracy in my estimation when they're in the neighborhood. Like, to me, they come in and they make a relationship with the bad element of the community to operate as compared to trying to be partners with the good people in the neighborhood. I'm just...
Or how's about just run a business as if a business is supposed to be ran?
What?
And get everybody to respect that, hey, I'm providing a service here, and everybody needs this service, and let's not make it bad for everyone.
I'm with that. I think you...
Even yourself.
I think you with that 100%. I think I'm with that 100%.
And I'm done. So how, when does it become the elected officials' responsibility? Because we pay taxes too, even the business owners. Everybody pays taxes. So how does that just become the brother's problem, you know what I'm saying, even with the establishment or even the business owner. And the ones, I'm talking, not the ones that participate, because you can tell the ones that's participating. Because sometimes when you tell our people stuff and ask them not to do things, some of them actually listen and respect you from the way that you come to them.
So,
but you can tell the ones that's participating.
So this is a weird one, right? Because I feel like he went to Lincoln Park. Like I feel like there's a part that when we're in our own neighborhoods, we should be supporting them, right? Like I feel like there's no way in the world, and I'm not tripping, but I just feel like there should be, if a black person is trying to open up a bar in the South in an area, the aldermen should be trying to help them, right? They should be, because no white people will not open up a restaurant if they can't get a liquor license, and we are expected to operate without a liquor license. And then they're in the space with the police, and the police come in and start off the bat. Stop that right there. The police come in and then enforce and turn you into. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you open up a restaurant as a black person, you're not supposed to have liquor. So then you got to open it up as an incidental liquor license. Oh, my God. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We got any other callers? Thank you, Miko, for your call. I'll call you a little bit later on this afternoon. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Yes, Maze, I got two things I want to follow up with you with that civil lawsuit. Okay. The thing is, Maze, true enough, people may not have the money or whatever. But as you know, in the civil lawsuit, it does go on your record. So I don't care if you're trying to get Section 8 or whatever, or you got money, it'll be on your record. So and you got to understand, everybody that's in the club ain't broke. You know, I mean, I know a guy, he worked for CTA. He get drunk, tear the place up, and then leave, before the police come. A guy like that, you can sue him. You got a house, put a lien on that house, put a lien on the car, whatever the case is. But once that happened at one time, and people see, hey, this guy's suing people, they like, I ain't going in there, or I ain't giving my license so he can stand. So you can't come in if you don't give us the license. That's the rule. The other thing, people are mentioning elected officials a lot. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get in touch with all people who want to be an alderman, and I want to talk to them. If you don't mind giving my number, if I can say my number, and they can give me a call. I'm talking about, because these incumbents that's there now, they got to go. So I'm trying to get people who want to become an alderman or who even thinking about becoming an alderman, give me a call. Is it okay if I can get my number over the air right now?
You can give your number. We plan on doing that at BP1.
Okay.
But you're more than welcome to go ahead.
Okay, my number is 224-370-1242. It's Ray. If you plan on doing that, then I would love for you to give me a call. Because if there's something going on already, I'll come and listen to what you guys say. Because, this elected official has been mentioned a lot of times. They're not doing anything for our neighborhood. Right now, I don't think we even have a marijuana license for the minorities. It's just a lot of stuff we just not getting to better our neighborhood with these officials that's in office now. That's all I want to say.
Okay. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. That is the Maze Jackson Show. Anybody else on the line? All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Ruthie Moore is out for a day. But we will be back tomorrow. Riis spraying us down. He got the work to do. So look, y'all, for Maze, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around.